Today, I continue my search for the best quarterback in the Pac-12, and we're heading to the farm. They've had some upheaval in quarterbacks recently, with KJ Costello transferring out down to Mississippi State to follow Mike Leach. But Davis Mills had 8 games, 6 starts last year, and we're going to take a look at him coming up in the film room. Hey everybody, welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I'm Mike Pulaski, 11-year pro and world champion quarterback. We are breaking down quarterback play here right now, and if you like what we're doing, you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell, that way you'll get notified every time new content comes out. Give me a comment down below. If you want to know something about the game, I'm happy to answer any questions. Let me know what you think about this review, and also, please give me a thumbs up if you're digging the content I'm putting out. Today, we're taking a look and trying to figure out who the best quarterback in the Pac-12 is. We've already been down to UCLA, Arizona State, taking a look at Cal, and we've looked throughout the conference, including Kedon Slovis. And if you haven't seen any of those, I'll put the cards up above, and I'll put the links in the comment section. But today, we're going to head back to, or down to, our final returning quarterback. And I say returning quarterback because Davis Mills at Stanford got 6 starts last year for the Cardinal. They had KJ Costello, who was the returning starter coming into the season, and he was a really good football player, played well for them. The Cardinal was a completely different football team last year. Usually they were a put it on the ground, pound it out, throw play action team, but they had to open it up. They didn't have the same running game. They didn't have the same offensive front, and so they put it more on their quarterback's shoulders last season, and they did it with a platoon between Costello and Davis Mills. Now, all that said, some of the media types told me, and I don't know it firsthand, but they were having controversy within the team that some of the team decided they were Davis Mills guys, and some of them decided they were Costello guys. And so it created some fracturing down there on the farm. They've had a lot of defections this offseason with guys leaving, graduate transfers, KJ Costello, the starting quarterback, transferring out. And so there's something going on down there. I don't know what it is, but since we're looking at quarterback play, Davis Mills is going to be the presumed returning starter. We're going to head down. We're going to take a look at game film right now. Going to look at him versus the Washington schools, UW and Washington State. And I'll break down his game for you, take a look at what I think he does well, what I think he doesn't do well, what he needs to work on, and then we'll put him in the mix to see who the best quarterback in the Pac-12 is. Let's hit the film. This game is down on the farm, and playing Washington, the Dogs on the road, Davis Mills in at quarterback, and Washington doing what they do. They're giving you this cover one look. These guys all down and tight. They're going to press, try to make you beat them big. And, of course, they got that super high free safety, always playing way off the ball. Right here, he's 5'10", 15, 24 yards off the ball, down by the end zone, essentially taking himself out of the play. As I look at it as a quarterback, he can't do much from back there. He's essentially just a safety net to make the tackle as the ball's going into the end zone. But you're going to see a dog coming by Washington here. Obviously, 2 guys out here on 1. Something's coming. Something's up there. But Davis Mills is going to step in, and you're going to get a quick hitch on the outside and a slot fade route here. Again, I said this free safety, even though it's middle field closed, he can't do a whole lot from there. And so when you get one-on-one on the outside here, and that's Simi Fehoko at that wide receiver, a good young freshman last year, you got a matchup that you like as a quarterback, and Davis Mills is going to take advantage of it. So what I like here, he keeps a nice wide base, keeps himself on balance in the pocket, and he's got some pressure coming right now. Washington has some dudes that can bring it up front. So you're going to see pressure. Look at that club move already happening right there. You're going to see pressure here. We got pressure coming here. Remember, we had the 2 guys, another guy coming off the outside. Linebacker reacting on a green dog. That back sat to block. And so that's a green dog here. When this back blocks, it's a green light for this backer to come. If he didn't block, if he got out in the route, he would cover a man. But because he's in the blocking scheme, now you've got a green dog coming. So a little breakdown on the green dog there for you. But as we go forward here, slow-mo, you see nice job keeping a nice wide base, standing tall, and delivering a strike over that outside shoulder. Perfect ball to Simi Fehoko. That's how you get it done. And we'll take a look at it from the end zone. Again, he knows he's got pressure coming. He can see it lined up. 2 dudes on the outside, 1 guy split way wide out here. He's definitely coming. No reason for him to be out there. This guy already looks like he's coming. Obviously, 3 down guys are coming. So he knows he's going to have pressure coming in his lap, but he's got the perfect route on for it in that inside fade route. Steps back, nice wide base. Knows where he's going. Not even a hitch, just a quick pick it up and put it down when he hits back here with that back foot. Watch that back foot. Picks it up, puts it down, turns the outside, and lets it rip. And even with pressure in his face, throws a perfect ball to the outside. So great throw, throws a nice long ball. So just a little different look from Washington this time. Still cover 1 here. You can see he's in man. That's in man. Press man on the outside here. And then you got a safety down low. That's Colby Parkinson at that tight end spot. He is a very good football player. But again, super high safety, center fielder in the middle of the field. So clearly a man look for Stanford as they're coming out. You're going to get a little rub route here and then a wheel out. And they don't get a very good rub on this play. But Davis Mills tries to stick it in anyway, and you're going to see as he does, this defender is going to be underneath. So this is really an ill-advised ball for Mills to throw, and almost doesn't get away with it. Has that DB right in coverage. Even if you're expecting that pick route as a quarterback, if you don't get that clean pick, you've got to let your eyes come down to your inside receiver. He didn't get a clean pick on that DB. His inside receiver came over the top, and when he did, he allowed this DB to trail right underneath. So get rid of this ball to the inside right now. Do not throw this into coverage because this is the way you get yourself picked off. As a quarterback, this throw is quicker, easier, and your man is in between the DB and the ball. If you go to that outside receiver, you can see right now, DB is inside in perfect position. That ball's on the way, but he's right there to get a pick, and Davis Mills got lucky. He got away with this one. And the receiver did a fantastic job of actually playing defense on that play. That's Connor Weddington. So excellent job by a veteran receiver. Make it a play. And again, you've got to see it as a quarterback right there. He's got enough time. Takes a long 3 and a hitch from shotgun. 1, 2, 3, hitch. You've got enough time to see it. Do not throw that ball into coverage with a man underneath like that. You're late with the ball. Guy's already in position. Can't make that throw. Now you're going to see Stanford come back. You've got a nickel look by Washington. Again, cover 1, man out here, man over the top. Colby Parkinson, you can see pointing him out. This is the dude. Colby Parkinson is a man. He's a great football player. And so, again, with that high free safety, I just don't know what you're doing with him back there. He seems to be out of the play more than he's in it. And so Parkinson's going to get the matchup against a safety. As a quarterback, if I've got Colby Parkinson matched up against a safety, I'm going to take a look at him. But you're going to see Parkinson break in a little bender to the middle of the field, taking advantage of all this open space. Davis Mills is going to step up and throw an absolute dime on this play. And again, with pressure in his face, his center is just absolutely getting jacked back into his lap. I hate to laugh, but watch the center as his head gets racked back. Right here. That is a long day if you're playing that center position. And Washington's always got some big dudes that can get off the ball. But right here, this is the matchup. Watch the center's head just get racked back several times. Boom. Boom. Again, just driving him back, pushing him off. But even with that, Davis Mills throws absolutely a perfect strike. Parkinson has about an arm's length. And he puts that ball on the outside. Parkinson one-hands it. And they get the holding penalty as well. Watch as he just drives this ball in. Stays tall in the pocket. And drives the perfect ball in there. Just outside the defender's reach. So very accurate on those vertical balls. One thing Davis Mills can do is throw vertical passing game. He can throw the vertical passing game. And so that's a great strike, great throw, stayed tall in the pocket. Excellent delivery. By the way, Stanford won that Washington game 23-13, and Davis Mills was 21 for 30 with a touchdown. So had a good game. They got the win, and now we're going to move on to Washington State. And versus Washington State, he threw for 505 yards, 33 of 50, 3 touchdowns, just had a banner day. But I'm going to show you a couple plays here that were good and a couple that were bad. And I'll take a look and we'll break down on each one of them. This time, he's getting a man look here. On the outside, man out here, safety kind of hanging out over the top, so maybe some kind of combo coverage, and then man over the top of Colby Parkinson again. They're going to try to find him and try to match him up. He is a tough matchup. Tall, I think he's 6'6" or 6'7", and he can run like a receiver, and he can block. He's physical like a tight end. So he's a really tough matchup. He's one of those prototype guys. Stanford always has fantastic tight ends, and Parkinson's no different. But you're going to see Davis Mills lock into this fade route down the sideline. When he does, as he drops back, he's going to stick his foot in the ground, but he's going to kind of fall off. He's going to open too wide, fall off a little bit, and as a result, he leads his receiver over to the sideline. Now, he gets a great catch out of his receiver, but it's because he's falling off this throw. It feels to me, as I watch it, like he's pulling the string. As a quarterback, when I say he's pulling the string, he's trying to aim it a little bit, trying to wish it into position. You see he's falling out there. We'll run that back real quick, slow-mo for you. He's got a little bit of pressure in his lap, but watch the left foot. He's a little bit wide, and he kind of falls away to that foot. As a result, that ball's away and behind, but his receiver just makes a fantastic catch on this. We'll watch it live here. Again, that's Connor Weddington, that receiver. Falling away a little bit, and Weddington, one hand grabs it and gets a foot in. That's a fantastic catch. You'll see what I mean. When he sticks that left foot in the ground and goes to make his throw, he starts falling away to the outside. Step, wide on the base, and then kind of falling off of it. As a result, that pulls that ball to the backside, to the sideline, and Weddington saves him with a fantastic catch. So when you're driving the ball downfield, have to be accurate. You want to step into that throw, make it happen. Even with pressure in your face, you still got to step in there and put that ball in the field. His guy made a play on it, but you can make it easier on your receiver. Let him catch that ball and get more yards after the catch. Now, again, we talked about it with Parkinson. Great player here. They run a lot of West Coast style offense in Stanford. This time you're just going to see a yogi by Colby Parkinson. Davis Mills gets to line up and just drill one in there. That's the mismatch I like. If I'm a quarterback, if I got Parkinson out there, I'm going to make this throw as well. Step down, find the open space, and get in it. Again, yogi, if you haven't seen it, I just did a play breakdown on it out of my Tampa Bay Buccaneers playbook. Tight end goes down. It's an option route from him. If he's getting pressure from the inside, he's going to turn and sit to the outside. You've got a zone look this time for Washington State. These guys are zoned off. This guy's zoned off over the top. Looks like a man look, maybe a lock into the boundary here. But as a result, Parkinson's going to see it. He's going to feel pressure, and he's going to sit down. Little ball in the hole. Y option, yogi, card up at the top of the screen, and move the chains. Parkinson does a nice job of feeling where that pressure's coming from, opening and sitting in the hole. If he runs out to that corner, he gets himself in trouble. But instead, sits down that yogi, and they complete the pass. Here's a tough one. On the road, in Pullman, against the Cougs, in your own end zone, coming out. As a quarterback, I've been there. Ball's on the 2-yard line. You're taking a snap in the end zone. This is tough to do. It's tough to stay composed. You're feeling pressure. You're feeling like you got to get rid of that ball. And Mills has a bender and a basic behind it and a go route to the wide field. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Davis Mills has absolute confidence in his arm because he decides he's going to throw this go route to the wide field. And not only that, he's going to throw it into tight coverage. This guy is going to end up in the hip pocket of his receiver on this play. But he's confident in his arm. He knows he can throw it to the wide field, and he lets it rip. Checks safeties in the middle, and decides he's just going to throw the big one to the outside. Here's the other impressive part of this, is that watch the pressure right in his lap. He's got a defensive end coming at him right now, actually gets hit from two sides, and still delivers the perfect pass. He could not have thrown that ball much better. Maybe one more arm's length outside, but he sticks it right on his guy, leads him away from coverage. Would help if that DB turned around and looked a little bit. All he's playing is the man. He's not playing the ball. But through a perfect strike, wide field out, he's got a big arm, and he's doing it out of his end zone. Not easy to do. Again, Connor Weddington, great play. From the end zone, you can see right on top of it. This camera is on top of actually the team's practice facility there. They just built it about 2 years ago, I think. It's a fantastic structure. But so high, you're looking straight down. Almost can't keep the quarterback in the frame. Again, drops, nice base, nice quick drop, good footwork. I would like to see him, he does this a couple times with his feet, and I would like to see him get set before he's going to make this throw. Now, I know he's reading downfield, but he's dropping straight back here, and he literally hitches to reset his feet this direction to throw. As a quarterback, you've got to have a little bit of anticipation. Two things you can do. As you step into this back step, you can kick and slide and throw into it. In this case, defensive end coming, that would be tough to do. Or as you drop, your last step can be this direction, so now your hips are set to throw to that wide field receiver. Instead, he's still square on here, shoulders are turned, but hips are downfield. Now he's got to reset as he shuffles forward. You see, he takes a hitch forward and then cranks his hips open. So really it takes an extra step for him rather than setting up as he hits his back drop. But he just lets it rip and gets hit in the process. But look at this ball. I mean, literally just drops it right into Weddington's lap. You can't throw that a whole lot better, especially for that wide field go route. All right, last play here. Getting a man look, kind of two guys straight across, matched up down here. Looks like man here. This is more of a zone look, looking into the ball, inside alignment, safety over the top. So again, they could be playing man into the boundary, zone out here to the field. And you're going to see just a hook, sit down, curl by his slot receiver here. And he's going to have two guys right on top of the route with a linebacker flying out to it as well. And so this is the part of his game that I think Davis Mills has to work on, is his decision-making on his underneath routes. He locks into this. Right here, he's locked into it. He's looking at the safety, seeing his safety getting depth, but he is not seeing this dude at all. And so he's waiting for this receiver to run that sit down, and he throws it anyway with this dude right here. I mean, that is a barrier. That is a defensive player right in your way, and he's going to throw this ball anyway, trying to throw it right over him, and he gets it in, which is the scary part. But this is a bad decision. You can't do that and get away with it every time. You see, he tried to lead him in the middle a little bit, but this dude's right in the way. You cannot make that throw and try to get this ball in here. There's just too much time, not enough space, and that's a bad decision. Got lucky, got away with it because the DB just couldn't make a play, but that's a bad throw. Bad choice. Good throw. One more time from the end zone here. Checks the safety, and now he sees everything. He's got two hitches to make the decision. 1, 2 guys he has to get it over. I mean, That's just not a great decision. And so decision-making on the underneath stuff, 1 hitch, 2 hitch, sees it. That linebacker should have tipped it. I think that DB did tip it and still was able to stick it in there. Obviously, Davis Mills has a big arm. He trusts himself throwing the ball down the field. His vertical game is very good, but his decision-making underneath, a little circumspect. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, get notified every time I have new stuff coming out. Give me a thumbs up if you like the reviews of the quarterbacks that I've been doing, and also please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to answer any of your questions. If you're thinking about football, something you want to see, let me know, and I'm happy to do it. Davis Mills, not enough starts for me to put him in the best quarterback in the Pac-12 group yet. We're going to have to see how he grows. He's going to have to make better decisions on his underneath throws. His long ball, it's beautiful, as good as anybody in the conference right now. But I want to see him work the game well. Stanford's always going to have tight ends. Colby Parkinson is gone now. They've got some good young wide receivers. And if they can get back to running the ball and help themselves out with play action, they've got a chance. We'll see how Davis Mills progresses throughout the year. And I'll get back to you with who I think the best quarterback in the Pac-12 is next week when I review them all together. Appreciate you watching. Remember, if you're looking for quarterback training, physical skills, drills, tools, techniques, concepts, EliteAthletesTV.com, we've got it for you. You can be the best quarterback that you can possibly be. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time from the film room.